fans definitely help us win, and I think that us winning also brings out fans.
I went to a couple of football games freshman year, and I think that was about it.
Athletic facilities are not really nearby the rest of campus.
Not excited of looking at people who are running after a ball.
You can see there's barely 6 men in the 6-man club.
The least I can do is definitely go out and support them and respect their work, because they're putting in hours upon hours, and they still have to go and then be students.
In 2005, Stanford downsized its football stadium because it was never full. The student cheering section at basketball games, the 6th Man Club, has had a hard time filling seats. So much so that the athletic department started selling the student tickets to the public. Many of the nationally ranked teams and Olympic caliber athletes play in front of empty seats and few student fans. Why are Stanford students indifferent towards school sports? And what does this mean for the student athletes and their teams?
Stanford students are kind of apathetic, probably due to the large academic focus here. On the other hand, it's kind of hard to generalize that because there is definitely a group on campus that's really into athletics.
I think that a lot of it is a product of people being distracted with things like academics and a lot of other extracurriculars. And I think another big factor that I know I've been guilty of before is that there's often this illusion of having no time to do anything because you have a lot going on. A lot of the time, if you kind of shuffle things around, you can make time for it, but that's a little bit more hassle.
But the athletes say that the fans are crucial to their success.
The fans have a huge impact on how we play, and my coach during the season always used to joke and say that we always play better on Friday night games, because Friday night games we bring out a way bigger crowd and they're rowdier than the Sunday morning games. The atmosphere is different, the lights are out, sort of like Friday Night Lights, like the movie, that type of atmosphere, and everyone's screaming, and it gets you really pumped up and motivated and makes you make sure that you're never going to come out with a lazy attitude. You know how important the game is because all the fans are screaming. I do feel like Stanford is somewhat apathetic towards athletics, and most of our student crowd are other athletes. And when I go to other games, I see mostly athletes around, so it's sort of like an athlete community.
Always good when the student section at least is there early, heckling the other team, whatever they're doing. You like to see that. The fans, they really do have an effect on the game. I mean, you can even see it in warm-ups. Like, fans are there early while we're still warming up. Guys got a little more pep in their step. Even in Maples and other gyms, where you can just barely even hear yourself and your ears are hurting because it's so loud. But it really does make a difference, and it is something that sometimes you think about during the game, wow, the crowd is really loud right now. But I think, even fans, I think they kind of take it for granted.
One of the larger student fan groups is the 6th Man Club. Even they have seen a decrease in student participation.
So the 6th Man Club is the student section for men's basketball. Basically what we do is we try to get everyone to come to games, many as possible, as early as possible, so they can come out and support the team. The students are an integral part of our team's success. We've had comments from both Coach Dawkins and the rest of the team noting how important it is for the student section to be loud and enthusiastic throughout the game. And when the students are involved, the more involved we are, the better the atmosphere is within Maples, the harder it is for the opponent to play and play well, and we can really disrupt their game plan. Over the past few years, we have seen a bit of a decrease in our student membership in games and also student attendance. We think there are a number of reasons for this. If you've been to a game, you also probably have noticed that Maples itself has not been as full. Obviously, this year in particular, economics is a big factor. $65 for a 6-man membership is a lot of money, especially now that all their sports are free. There's much less of an incentive to join, and the value of the 6-man membership has gone down because you can't attend any other Stanford sport for free. Also polled the student body, and it turned out 65% of students said the price was the main reason they didn't join. Right now, we are realistically in 9th place in the Pac-10, and that is a factor as well. I mean, if you're asking someone to pay $65, and that's already an issue, when the team is succeeding, I mean, maybe it might be more of an incentive to come and support the team, but when the team is not succeeding, it may be a bit more of a factor. We're doing our part with the athletic department to do everything we can to get the price down as low as possible.
The athletic department realizes how important the student fans are to their teams and athletes. But with the department losing $5 million over the next 3 years, which led them to cut 21 positions at the beginning of the month, their focus is now on bringing in revenue, not bringing in student fans. This is Annika Wong reporting for iStanford.